The year after I graduated from college, I volunteered at a shelter for runaway and homeless young people. After a while, we saw more people coming into homelessness and getting stranded there. That disconnect has really been my driver ever since. How could this be happening in our country, and why weren't we actually putting better system solutions together? That actually is the essence of how we work in Brownsville. I'm Roseanne Haggerty. I'm the president of Community Solutions. So in 1990, I started Common Ground Community, and the idea there was to build housing for the homeless, connected to the health and mental health and employment supports that people needed to put their lives back on track. We had been building a number of apartment complexes in Manhattan and the outer boroughs and realizing that we would not be able to build our way out of homelessness. We created an innovation unit to begin looking at these bigger questions of how we could change the system. We created a number of innovative programs, among them the 100,000 Homes campaign, to mobilize communities around the country to house the most vulnerable long-term homeless people in their communities. You start working on a problem where you find the most extreme edge conditions, and we refer to that as starting with the outliers. And so Brownsville itself is an outlier neighborhood. Block after block is dominated by public housing. Life expectancy is lower, crime is higher, and the unemployment rates are about double that of Brooklyn. But even within Brownsville, when we mapped the different indicators of social distress and disadvantage, you find that there are certain census tracts and even blocks within census tracts and housing developments within census tracts that are at the most extreme edge of these problems of concentrated poverty. The data sharing agreements are very local. The local home care provider, medical transport company, the city to the state, who's applied in a zip code for what. We've seen the powerful role of technology for helping communities problem solve and knowing in real time who they need to be assisting.
Before I had met Community Solutions, I had been in and out of the shelter system about 4 or 5 times with my children.
All right, you can try now.
I didn't want my children to think that this was the only option that is out there.
Yep, it says your registration has been submitted for approval.
You need organizations to be working seamlessly as a team to resolve things for good. This is what you do. If you believe we're connected to each other, you walk that belief.